This is a series in search of the next big idea. It's about design and innovation from all over America. Austin, Texas is one of America's design hubs. But design and innovation is everywhere. Physical products, services, digital experiences, it all started with someone's idea and then was designed, developed, and created. This series seeks out the very latest design innovations going on, right here, right now. Welcome to America by Design. We've gathered a group of design industry leaders at the Salesforce Tower in San Francisco, as well as via Zoom, tasking them with judging each innovation and selecting our finalists, before ultimately crowning one design project the winning innovation of the season.
Design is a big industry. Everything you use every day, for better or for worse, was designed by someone.
And design can confront these really wicked problems that we have right now.
Also, the products featured on the series are pretty diverse and pretty varied.
From a small scale piece to huge world-changing types of programs.
Objects made for consumers that I'll probably go out and purchase after this competition.
It's solving a problem, and it's producing something that people want to use over and over and over again.
Let's get started with our first innovation.
You know, I hate going to the dentist, so any story that gets me to actually think about improving the dental experience, I'm about it.
They started from a specific need driven by the pandemic.
And I love that it protects both the patient and the dentist.
And then they produce a solution that better and enhance that experience.
Imagine being a dentist during COVID-19. This is a high-risk environment, even more so than the emergency room. Dentists needed to innovate fast, and one dentist here on the south side of Chicago is ahead of the curve. This must have been a really challenging time, Dr. Orrington.
Yes, it was very hard for me. Let me show you. We have to wear 2 masks.
Got your N95.
Yes. And then I have the surgical mask here.
Okay.
But that's not it. I would have to also wear my face shield to protect from fluids.
Oh my God, and you have to wear that all day long?
Yes, it was very hot, very difficult. A lot of times I felt like I was yelling at everyone.
Yeah, I can barely hear you.
Yes, you're right. It's very difficult. And one thing about working in dental office all day, I was so nervous about the staff getting sick and myself getting sick and taking it home to my loved ones.
Yeah.
Yes, but let me show you the problem.
Oh, I know that tool.
Yes, the dental drill. Everyone in dentistry uses this drill. The problem is when we use this drill, as you can see, water is going everywhere.
Wow, look at that.
So yes, the dental drill definitely is one thing that spreads airborne pathogens.
Yeah, look at it. It's going all over the place. It's hitting me over here on the shoulder.
At the start of the pandemic, this company came out with this.
Oh, look at that. It's like a giant vacuum cleaner.
It doesn't get everything, but it definitely helps.
So you needed to build on this, expand on it.
Yes, yes. This gave me the idea for my innovation.
Michaela, Dr. Orrington came to you with this piece of IQ Air equipment. What did you do with it?
Well, it took quite a bit of thinking because this solution is about 80% there, but we wanted to get it to 100. And we came up with this idea to add an attachment to the end of the hose. So some sort of shield or guard that goes over the end here with the patient lying underneath and then the dentist being able to work above them and still see through to the patient, but providing a nice barrier between the two.
But is it comfortable?
That's a big consideration we had actually, because we want to make sure that the dentist can still easily work and manipulate their tools underneath the guard, but we don't want to make the patient feel claustrophobic. So we did a lot of ergonomic studies with different people in Dr. Orrington's office to understand what the perfect distance is. We went through quite a few different concept iterations as well, doing some different sketching, looking at maybe where this shield could be attached in the dental unit. Maybe it could be attached to the back of the chair here, or even just floating on the existing IQ Air unit so it could move around the space freely.
Sean, tell me about these constructions. They look a bit like rowboats.
It's not a rowboat. This is a tail end of a AirGuard LT unit. So the whole idea is you have a different machines with a different hose diameter, so that can fit into the different size of the hole.
Where did you get the inspiration for this shape?
Our whole idea came from the McDonald's apple pie box. So simply you open up and then fold it in and tuck it in inside and fold it back. That becomes a structure piece. So this was just full-size mock-up of a whole shield. Make sure that this is the right size for the patients or doctors. And then back end will have an opening for the different size hose.
So this is the finished shield?
Yes, it is. So whole idea is this whole area is clear. Make sure that you can see the doctor can see the patients. And these all white colored area will be disguising the hose that which will be connected from the back.
And we even started thinking about some kind of crazy ideas, like what if you could add lighting or even a video camera into this machine?
Wow, so Dr. Orrington, this looks like the super deluxe version of the AirGuard. What does this thing do?
So we took the LT and wanted to build upon it, take it to the next level. So here you have the AirGuard MP and the XP. First you have the aerosol barrier right here.
Right, and it's taking all the germs and pulling it up through this pipe.
Exactly. We have 4 corner lights on each side. Also, we have the one going along each row. They change colors. Here you have the emerald light. This gives you more time to work on light-sensitive material. And then here you have the blue light, which decreases working time that sets material faster. So the first thing we replace is the dental curing light. Also, we replace the dental overhead light, all in one
So you're
machine.
getting rid of all this equipment that would otherwise be in the way.
Exactly. But one more surprise for you.
I like surprises.
Hey, Tina, can you smile for me? Now we have magnification.
Oh, wow, that's nice and clear.
Yes. So basically, I replaced with the dental loops.
Oh, so now you don't have to wear as much on your head.
Exactly.
This hybrid device replaces many pieces of equipment that have been part of the dental landscape forever. It's kind of the Swiss Army knife of dental equipment. Another great example of innovation arising from crisis.
We kind of are living with this idea of now getting photographs of every space out there.
It's a new territory for design, and it's just about ready to take off.
I love the concept. I love the lower carbon footprint. I love having this capability more available to more people.
The quality of the pictures is pretty awesome.
To be honest, I didn't love the fact that we couldn't see the final version. We only saw a prototype.
So we're onto something. Just let me see the product next time.
There's Earth's atmosphere and there's space. And right in between, that's where the stratosphere is. And that's where our next innovation flies.
So, see this New York City ferries going?
Is this why you got me out in the rain?
Yeah. So it takes a satellite about this size to capture high-resolution imagery from space. Imagine the energy needed to blast it out of the Earth's atmosphere to capture this data.
Right, and that's why you're not in space, right?
That's why we're not in space. It's expensive, it requires a lot of energy, big rockets. That's why we're doing something else. We are utilizing the stratosphere.
So, Rima, how is the imagery you capture different from what, say, a satellite will capture?
Well, for starters, we provide 3 times better resolution than the best satellite that exists. Our imagery is also more frequently updated.
So who wants this kind of imagery, this kind of detail?
Government, insurance, conservation are our top clients. So, for example, in the Biden infrastructure plan, it is estimated that there are 20,000 miles of road that need repairs in the country. So you can actually imagine that there's a need for a scalable way to monitor those repairs. So our goal is to capture daily imagery of all urbanized areas in the country. Imagine something like Google Maps, but live, where you actually can see change happen in the cities that we live in.
So, Ignazi, is this the device itself here?
Almost. This is a half-scale mock-up. I cannot show you the real thing. It's our secret sauce, but we can study this mock-up. This is one of our anchor points that we use to hold the balloon to. And it's kind of, you get the size of the real thing with that.
So it's big enough to fit into this?
Exactly.
I see.
Yeah, so we attach the balloon here on the top, and all the guidance and electronics goes in the box. We're gonna have the camera here.
I see.
Pointing at the Earth as the balloon flies. And it lands on these legs.
So these legs look so delicate. Is it enough to support this in real life?
Barely, that was one of the big pain points we had. They would break all the time, they would topple down. So we now use this type of hinges, which are like flexible 3D printed material to absorb all these landing stresses. Typically in aerospace, we go big. You all see the large rockets and large vehicles and satellites all around. So a lot of hours were put into making this nimble, agile, and actually very lightweight platform.
So who's this guy?
Well, it's Albert, our co-founder.
And I am currently calling from the office in Barcelona, where we have our R&D team. I left my job to start building this idea.
So why the Stratosphere?
It's twice higher than airplanes, so we are out of the very congested airspace. There are less rules. We still work with the FAA and air traffic controllers, and we're an integrated part of the aviation system.
The problem with that is that in the stratosphere, the environment is unforgiving, right? The air pressure and the air temperature are pretty similar to that at the surface of Mars, so things fail. And we had just one shot before demo day in front of the investors, and that time we got it right, and we achieved our goal, and I think that pretty much that is what got us where we are now.
So from the stratosphere to a church?
Well, actually not a church anymore. This building was abandoned for years until recently it was repurposed as a space to connect innovation to a greater community. So that's where we met, working with startups and innovative technologies, helping them translate their innovation into narratives that are relatable to people.
So like Rima and her stratospheric balloons then?
Yeah, exactly.
So taking these complex companies, simplifying their stories, because otherwise the ideas won't fly, right?
Yeah, it's very important to explain the technology in the way that everyone could understand the technology itself and the value it brings to the world. And it helps startups to raise capital and then to grow their companies and to continue building their technologies.
So you must be pretty proud of the work Rima and team have done.
Oh yeah, we're super proud of them, and we actually still work together on their next big goal.
$100,000, 5 months. These guys were all in. I really like that. They picked their niche, they did their research, they had an edge, and they really went for it. Straight to the stratosphere.
IBM is proud to present the first ever Empower Award in partnership with America by Design. The Empower Award recognizes and celebrates diverse design teams and an approach to design that considers the needs, experiences, and aspirations of all possible users and audiences. The award will highlight standout projects that deliver innovative end products that are inclusive and accessible to all people.
I'm really looking forward to seeing which product actually represents the people they're serving. And in fact, maybe those products can be inspirations for others.
We're looking for the #1 design innovation for the season.
Zip Top is the type of product that should be mandatory for every kitchen.
It solves a really important and persistent everyday problem that we all experience.
And I also really appreciate how much thought went into the detailed engineering to make this work.
And then it's a very convenient solution to take Leone and Bella food with me when we go for a walk.
Monica, we're here in Austin,
Texas.
We're here to meet an incredible woman who is such an inspiration.
She's a dynamite entrepreneur and designer who has multiple companies focused on innovation and sustainability. And she's created her next big thing.
Yes, she's already won multiple awards, and this is looking like another big success story. Rebecca, you started your first company while you were still in college?
I did. My husband and I had our first 2 kids while I was in college. And so studying design, I couldn't help but think of lots of baby products. So my first product I ever designed was a baby product. And that's the product I launched Boon with.
So in building a company, what was your aha moment?
That product is called the Frog Pod. It won an international design competition. And after that, I had a lot of companies wanting to license it from me. And one of them invited me to meet the design team, who were all men with no children, which I found interesting and realized I could really offer a lot to that space. So you've been with Rebecca from the beginning?
I have, yeah. We finished school together and started our first business together.
And there was a gear shift 17 years ago, I understand?
Yeah, 17 years ago, she won a big competition, international competition. She said she had a lot of other ideas and she wanted to start her own company. And we decided together that I would stay home, take care of the children, and see what she could do.
I'm excited to show you my new thing. You want to go see it?
Sure, that's why we're here in Austin.
These are all of our zip top containers. They're the first containers in the world that stand up, stay open, and then zip shut.
What's so special about these?
First of all, they're very, very strong. Do you want to try to tear one?
Are you sure?
Yeah,
I'm
give it
pretty
all
strong.
you have.
Okay,
I've never met someone who could do it.
These are strong. Okay.
Don't feel bad. They also nest like this.
No lids?
No lids, so you don't have the mess in the drawer where you're trying to find the right lid. That's gone.
Great, now what are these?
That is the world's first silicone breast milk bag. And the great news is in the freezer where most of the plastic bags will burst, when they expand, these just stretch.
And what are those cute little guys?
And these are our toddler snack containers, perfect for mom's bag. They fit in the little hands this way, and they fit in the cup holders, and then they have little ears for the kids to grab onto.
Very clever. But as a designer, I know making something so simple is actually hard.
Yes, this was incredibly hard because we wanted to make it all one piece. That's why it doesn't tear, because you don't have seams. And then the zipper is very hard to get out of a mold. And so that took me over a year and millions of dollars to get that done. But this, if you look at the corner, there's no overlap in the corner, which is really great for pouring. It's also great for cleaning in the dishwasher.
With any great innovation come copycats. Have you had any trouble with that?
I have. I've had quite a few. This is just some that I've ordered off of Amazon.
Oh, wow. Look at this. Is this the box of shame?
That's exactly what we call it. They look like zip tops, but they don't work like zip tops. Go ahead and try to zip that thing.
Yeah, not so easy to close.
Go ahead and try to tear that one.
Okay. Wow, that was easy. Yeah, they're very flimsy. Let's get this trash out of the way. I really love these. They're fantastic. Can we try them out?
Absolutely. Let's go. I have Monica cutting up some vegetables for us. Hi. So if you want to throw those in there, I'm going to show you how to steam in a zip top. Just throw a little bit of water in and then zip it almost all the way shut, leave an inch open.
Oh, that looks easy.
It's very easy and great for meal prep. Then you just throw it in the microwave for 4 minutes. All right, Steve, why don't you grab some soup?
Sure. Oh, this is super
Show how
hot.
this is sturdy. You don't even have to hold on to it. Just it stands up and stays open for you.
Look, Ma, no hands.
And then you can turn around and pour that back in, and you can test this pour spout.
Oh, okay. Oh, look how easy it pours.
Very easy to control.
Fantastic. Cool little touch. Stays open, zips shut. So easy.
Okay, guys, we're gonna take it to the next level.
Next level?
Yes, Steve,
Go
can you
for
get the fruit out of the freezer? And Monica, you're going to blend it for us.
You can blend right in it?
Absolutely.
Get out of here.
It's not gonna cut it? It won't cut it. Go ahead.
I can't believe this isn't tearing it to shreds. That's unbelievable. Look at that, beautiful. Nice pour.
Cheers.
Cheers to Zip Top. What a great innovation.
Thank you.
What I like about this story is that Salesforce is using conversations with real people to get at insights to make their products better.
And now we're talking about relationship design.
Salesforce was going along, going gangbusters in their business, and then they stopped themselves to say, what do my customers really think about this?
It just shows that design is really unlimited.
I live here in San Francisco, and we all watched the Salesforce Tower take shape. But there's another design story within that goes way beyond this iconic landmark. Justin, we all have that cousin or relative, and you don't quite understand what they do. I mean, that's kind of like Salesforce.
If I can tell my mom what we do, which is often a challenge, because she's not into tech, right? That's the trick. So I often say to her, what Salesforce does is bring companies and customers together.
So with that totally makes sense as Salesforce has grown and evolved over the last 2 decades, but growth is not always smooth.
It's not. It is definitely not smooth. And starting 15 years ago, we realized we wanted to involve our customers. So we built a thing called the IdeaExchange, which was a place where they could tell us, hey, we love this, or, we wish you'd build this thing for us, or give us feedback generally. Over time, as we grew to 150,000 customers, serving millions of people, we actually kind of lost our way in our capacity to scale with that and to listen to all the feedback.
It sounds like you guys were actually in trouble with this.
We were, and they let us know we weren't listening.
So your relationship with your millions of customers is challenged. How do you go about dealing with that?
Well, we have a subset of those millions of customers that we call our MVPs. And we invited them to our annual conference called Dreamforce to come into a room and have a conversation with us.
I imagine that was a bit scary to open up that direct dialogue with your customers.
You know, you'd think it'd be scary, but great relationships are built on trust and empathy, and that starts with a conversation.
So Jenny, you're vaccinated, I'm vaccinated, let's get to work.
Yes.
Salesforce grew and hit a design challenge. When you started to solve it, was there an aha moment?
Yeah, so the aha moment for us was really understanding that our customers were providing us feedback, and we had our product teams over here delivering product, and we didn't have a way to really bridge the gap. This piece, this entire line here, from idea to product, was sort of an empty conversation.
Right, so then that means that this was kind of like, that was kind of like that.
Yes, our customers were a little bit frustrated, and they really wanted to be part of that dialogue and have that relationship. And our product teams wanted the same thing. So we really set out to deliver some concepts that would allow us to scale this interaction.
So what came next?
So our first concept was called the stack rank.
The stack what?
The stack rank, which is really just a fancy way of saying we had our customers put in order what it is that they wanted to see. And we knew that it was simple and easy to understand for our customers, but it lost a lot of the nuance.
If you had to identify two things that were missing from this concept, what would they be?
Complexity. So not all ideas are created equal. Some require more involvement, and recency. We didn't have any way to get at which ideas are most important in the moment.
So it looks too simple, too linear, and in other words, did not work.
Did not work.
Did not work. All right, so what came next?
We really started to unpack the whole process, the whole life cycle from idea to product delivery, and we realized that we needed to open up every stage of that process to our customers and our partners, as well as to our product teams, so that they could be going back and forth throughout this entire life cycle on what we were delivering. These became our defining values. We knew we needed to have a solution that would deliver all of these. That's where the concept for our final deliverable was born.
So if I'm a customer with that final concept, I am now in this place.
Yes.
We needed to focus on something that was scalable, easy to use in a gamified fashion, while still focusing on trust, transparency, and empathy for our customers.
You mentioned gamification. I've got some coins. Jenny has some coins. So seems like this is a replication of what goes on online.
Exactly. We have 3 ideas that could potentially make it into our products. So the first idea is low effort. It'll take 4 months for our customers to get that.
Right, 4 months, got that.
The second idea is a little bit more effort, so 8 months.
8 months, okay, 4 months, 8 months, got it.
And the last one is a large transformation, so a year.
Big picture, 1 year, okay. So as I get ready to allocate, who am I? What kind of a customer am I?
Yeah, you're a finance company.
Finance company, I knew you'd say that. So I've got some pressing needs right now as a finance company, given what's happening with the economy, but I'm also looking long-term as well, mid and long-term.
So with your coin allocation, you've told us what's most important to you.
Right.
I'm a different company. Who am I?
Jenny is a healthcare company.
Oh, all right.
I'm a healthcare company. So I'm really focused on the future and how we can transform my business. So I am going to allocate all of my coins to idea 3 because I want to let Salesforce know that that's what's most important to me.
So we calculate the ideas with the most coins.
Right.
So in this case, idea 3 received the most coins from our customers.
So what it sounds like, a lot of companies understand that you need to get customer feedback, but it seems like Salesforce is taking it to a whole nother level. What an incredible view.
It's pretty special, isn't it? I love to come up here and look out and think about the millions of people who use our products every day and the relationship that we have with them. And that's really about outside of this building. In fact, we think about that as the evolution of the design practice, from product to service and from service to relationship design. And for us, it underpins our values that we are helping design the relationship between people, product, and planet.
Design is not static. And as Justin said, relationship design is the next evolution of the design practice, enhancing our connections to each other and the world around us.
In this series, we've introduced the Planet Innovation Bright Award. Sam Lanyon from Planet Innovation will select an innovator from the series for entry into the PI Bright program to assist the chosen innovator in building commercial and technical strategies and connect with global partners. The winner of the Planet Innovation Bright Award will be announced later in the season.
Innovation never stops, and what we're looking to do is to work with these guys to actually help understand what is the next frontier and help them achieve it.
Project Osmosis, as I watched it, made me cry. It's beautiful. It is something that's needed in every single community.
Vernon is such a remarkable person. You can't help but fall in love with what he's doing with the young people over there.
Creating opportunity for particularly underserved communities can change someone's life. My hat's off to Vernon and his mom, baby girl. This is really a pretty special one.
Behind this rather mysterious door on the south side of Chicago, something remarkable is going on. Project Osmosis is a scientific term that means fluid running from one spectrum to the other. And here, they've added creativity. So Vernon, help me out here. What is Project Osmosis?
So Project Osmosis is a design education initiative. It was started about 20 years ago here out of Chicago, and its mission is to create creative opportunities for people of color.
And I understand it all started with these books.
Yes, it did.
It looks kind of delicate and
It
old.
is, careful. So these books are famous art course books. These books were actually given to me by my mother, who I affectionately call Baby Girl.
Baby Girl.
Baby Girl, yes. She actually wanted to be a designer. So that was unheard of in the 40s and 50s for a woman of color. And when I was around 5, she actually gave me these books. And that's how I was introduced to design. And I fell in love with it immediately. I told her, baby girl, when I get older, I'm gonna make this ton of money as a designer, and I'm gonna go and buy you a mansion and with dogs and all this kind of thing. And she said, baby, I'm fine, don't do that. And instead is when you see a young person with that gleam in their eyes about art and design like you have, then pay it forward, which is what I do today. So thank you, Mama. I'm so grateful.
I'm so proud.
Thank you, Mama. So, I love you, Mama.
Love you too.
So Vernon, this is Baby Girl's new mansion you're going to buy.
Yes, it is.
Yes. Build her.
No, it's not. This is actually the vision for the Osmosis Design Center. This community isn't underserved, it's lacking resources. So what this center would become is a resource center where young people can learn about design for individuals like our osmosites here.
Osmosites?
Yes. So
I like that.
The young people are the innovation. And this is just 3 examples. There's a ton of young people who are now in the profession because of Project Osmosis.
So Sierra, you met Vernon at a difficult time, didn't you, for you?
Yes, it was a very challenging time. I had just closed my clothing boutique. I'd just been fired from a nationally syndicated show as a wardrobe stylist, and I didn't know what to do next. Vernon really took me outside of my neighborhood and set me in rooms with people who I would never thought I would meet. Doing the fashion workshops with Project Osmosis really inspired me to get back to wardrobe styling. And since then, I'm now a Emmy-nominated wardrobe stylist for a nationally syndicated show.
I met Vernon when I was 16 years old. I used to draw all the time. I had drawings all over my room. Vernon took one look at the drawings and said, come to my studio with me. At the time, I didn't even know what a studio was. He introduced me to this field, the field of design, and what you can do with your art and your creativity. It really opened me up and allowed me to explore and feel valued for what I could do. I have been a designer, I've been an art director, I've been an interactive design manager, and now I'm a film producer.
This amazing building right here, I work on the 15th floor at the American Bar Association as an art director. So I pretty much help them with, branding as far as, magazines, prints, summits, conferences. I work with lawyers and attorneys.
Vernon mentioned to me that you need to rebrand yourself because if you don't, someone else will.
When you look at me, not really sure what you're gonna think, but I'm a prime example of where I hang out, where I go to eat, what I look like, what I dress. I'm all a little bit of my personal brand, and some of that might be, you know, a little bit rendered to be a little bit more fancy, but hey, I created that.
Vernon and the Osmosites are changing the landscape, introducing the power and the opportunity of design to a community that have been largely viewed as consumers rather than creators. Project Osmosis is quite literally designing a space for design to grow.
If you like America by Design, we'd love for you to check out our new podcast called Fail Hard that explores the relationship between fear, failure, and creativity. You can get it wherever you get your podcasts.
Our homes are filled with plastics, but there's a smarter way to do things.
Using hemp's the future of housing insulation, period. It's fantastic.
It is all about sustainability, non-toxic materials. I think it's outstanding because of the impact it can make on a large scale.
I would endorse this tomorrow. I think every house being built moving forward should be using hemp insulation.
Plastic, it seems, is in nearly everything, including houses. Factories like this right here make plastic pellets that find their ways into homes all over the world.
These houses are primarily made of plastic, petroleum-based products, and it didn't used to be that way. Before World War II, houses were made of natural materials, mostly wood, stone, but pretty much everything you see here on the exterior of the home is plastic. From a health perspective, these plastic products contain toxins that can be released into the homes of those that live in them, and it can make people sick.
Yeah, it's almost like, and I don't mean this negatively, but it's almost like every house is kind of lying a little bit.
It is.
You know, I'm made of wood, but in fact, it's petroleum.
That's right.
This is kind of the deconstruction of a conventional, current convention of building.
When you look at this, from the outside it looks like wood, but it looks like it's plastic. Your vinyl siding that also kind of looks like wood, well, there we go, it's plastic again.
Here's some OSB board, which is used as sheathing, filled with adhesives, plastic. Conventional studs sometimes have flame retardants in them. This is a newel post top. Used to be carved wood, now plastic.
Plastic.
We have paint.
Yep.
With pretty color.
So yellow.
Wouldn't be great to have a kitchen in yellow, made of plastic.
And plastic.
And then we have, plumbing.
Yeah, sure.
Plastic, vinyl.
Yes.
Even a towel rack these days, plastic.
Yeah.
This is a real favorite lately, luxury vinyl tile or luxury tile. Plastic, not wood at all. And this is a brick made from hemp and lime and water. And it goes into being this great building material.
Wow, look at that.
That's a great insulation, and it's mold resistant. It moderates the humidity in a home, and actually it's a great acoustical insulation, so the home doesn't feel tinny, it doesn't feel hollow, it feels kind of soft and quiet.
So Court, I see this house behind us and it looks like there's hemp being used all throughout it. Why hemp?
So traditional building materials right now, such as insulation, drywall, all contain chemicals. Hemp is a very basic, simple building material that when mixed with lime can be used from everything from like a stucco exterior, the insulation inside the walls, to a plaster interior finish. When you look at it, it's amazing that just two simple ingredients, hemp and lime, mixed together can finish the interior and the exterior of a home.
So this is hemp and lime and maybe some water? That's all that's in this?
Correct. It's a very simple biocomposite insulation and walling material made of the inner woody core of the fiber industrial hemp stalk and a lime-based binder. Lime is abundantly available, right? It's one of the most abundantly available resources on the planet. And again, hemp can grow anywhere. It doesn't grow well everywhere, but it absolutely can be grown anywhere. And we're certainly in an area where it does grow well. So it is very local. And again, one of the wonderful things that Don has done here is to prove that you can revitalize a community. You can take an existing home, retrofit it with a carbon storing, carbon sequestering material that's grown right down the street. Thereby, you're essentially keeping everything in the same community.
We started in this community really with the goal of just making a couple houses accessible, creating home ownership opportunities for people with disabilities, and it's really grown into this much larger community revitalization project.
The whole goal was to include people with disabilities into society. I look at it from a different way. I want society to be incorporated into people with disabilities. I created Dawn Enterprise back in 2011, but I wasn't smart enough to make it work. So when we hired Court, he made it work.
Everything from vacant blighted property rehabs to new home builds, community gardens, infrastructure improvements, and it's really has continued to take off, and I mean, it's not slowing down anytime soon.
You know, it's really remarkable when you consider that we're here in the middle of the Rust Belt. But from this place, innovations like this are happening, and they're changing real people's lives. What starts as a single house becomes a street, a community, the state, and really the world. As designers, we think about systems, and it's that kind of system thinking that has the potential to change everything.
It's time to learn which innovations from this episode will make it through to the final.
I'm not surprised to see AirGuard in the top 10. That's safe, that's modern, and that consolidates all these disparate pieces of technology into one. That's great design.
I'm very happy that AirGuard is a finalist, creating a solution that could better our lives beyond the crisis itself.
ZipTop absolutely belongs in the final for the mere fact of the environmental contribution it makes.
This is what good design is all about. It is. It's beautiful. It works perfectly.
It's such a standout product.
I have a really good feeling about this one.
Which design innovation from the series do you think should win? Vote for your favorite project in the Narmbe People's Choice Award. Just by casting your vote, you could win one of 3 designer homewares. Steve Cozzolino's Curvo Wine Rack, Karim Rashid's Morphic Chip and Dip, and Scott Henderson's Chillable Salad Bowl with Servers, all commissioned by Narmbe. Design your life. Go to AmericaByDesignTV.com or scan the QR code on the screen and cast your vote in the Narmbe People's Choice Award. Good luck.
Congratulations to those deserving innovations for making it through. We wish them well in the final. Join us again next time for more design innovations on America by Design.
For more information on any of the innovations featured and to cast your vote in the Narmbe People's Choice Award, go to AmericaByDesignTV.com.